Hi, welcome to the director's cut of the hiking videos that I made this summer. I will be talking through some of the behind the scenes and other things that I didn't get to include in the video. Let's go. This is day 43, and it is my first day actually getting rained on this trail, I believe. Like properly rained on. The squirrel has been going non-stop behind me. I can't film. It's day 43, hiking the Continental Divide Trail and Great Divide Trail combined. I went up Poe Pass this morning and had cell service. I had a text from Slide saying he had made it to Twin Lakes the prior evening and asking how I was doing. So at this point, Slide would have been maybe like 10 to 11 miles ahead of me. And I remember thinking when I got to the top of Poe Pass that I could maybe catch up to him and run into him at Twin Lakes General Store because I had found his trekking pole basket. It had come off, like the tip and the trekking pole basket had come off, and he only had a broken section of trekking pole. And so I was thinking like maybe I could try to get this to him and maybe he could super glue it or something. I don't know. And I remember calling him saying like, do you want me to bring it to you? Like, how long do you think you're going to be at the general store? And he was like, no, I'm going to leave like pretty soon. I got here last night. I already did everything I need to do. I'm going to go now. So I did not end up seeing him at the Twin Lakes General Store, but I did talk to the owner of the general store and asked him if he had seen Slide that morning, and he was like, yeah, I did. And I remember he was like, that man doesn't dilly-dally. And I was like, no, he doesn't. He gets in and out of town very fast. He does his stuff and then he goes. And then I said he also doesn't like to talk much either. And the man was like, yeah, no, he doesn't. I thought that was really funny. I called him while I descended, and we chatted about conditions and how we each handled different places on trail. When I got to Twin Lakes, So this was the first time that I'd actually gotten to catch up with Slide since doing this section, right, alone, and it was the first time that we had hiked separately in the snow, and so he was very curious, like, how I was handling things, and I remember saying, like, did you go up the valley here? Did you go down the ridge? Like, I didn't see your tracks, you know, and I remember he said that the only place that he was worried about me was the crossing of Texas Creek, which I did the day before, and because he thought it was going to be too high for me and it would be really fast and dangerous, but it ended up being fine for me because it was a cooler day, so there wasn't as much water coming off into the river, melting off into the river. But yeah, I remember like that was such a nice little confidence boost of, yeah, you know what? He thinks that I can do it too. Like, I don't need him. He doesn't think that I need him either. Headed for the general store where I picked up my resupply box and talked to the owner, Bob, about conditions. Slide and I are the second and third northbound hikers. So this is the trail register. Slide didn't sign it, so I signed it for him. And then Wild Child did the CDT. She started in the San Juans like maybe a day or two before we had started there. Then she bailed out and went to a different, I don't even remember exactly where she went, but it's safe to say we didn't see her tracks. And then she did Collegiate East, I think, and then road walked a bit. So this is my first time like actually seeing her in a trail register this year, after Wild Child came through yesterday, having road walked around the San Juans and hiking the east side of the Collegiates, where our Slide and I took the... That's Bob, the owner. West side. I have Slide's parents' address since I'll be mailing his snowshoes back later, so I bought them some thank you gifts. This is the thank you gifts that I bought for Slide and his parents. His mom likes to do a little bit of bird watching, so I gave her like a little booklet of the birds that are in the Rocky Mountains, and then I also marked out which ones we actually saw. And then his dad bikes, so I bought him like a biking reference book. And then Slide likes to do puzzles. I remember that he said to me that his top 3 things that he misses when he's on trail is his family and friends, his cat, and puzzles. So I bought him a puzzle of the San Juans, and then that's the card that I wrote for his parents as a thank you for letting me use the snowshoes and then handling the shipping back of the snowshoes and all of that. Yeah. In advance, and the general store will mail it up for me. I don't think Slide watches my videos, so this won't spoil the surprise. I'm glad I had 2 weeks of no one else to talk to, so I learned enough to know what to get Slide and his parents. It was drizzly all day as I hiked. It's the first small test of my rain gear so far, because I haven't dealt with extended rain yet. For camp, I wanted a flat enough spot that has been kept relatively dry under a tree and didn't have any slopes above it where runoff might dribble into my camp, and not in a depression where water might collect. All things I learned the hard way. I'm happy with this spot, and I'm lucky to be small. See you tomorrow. Yeah, that was my very, very quick review at the end of how to set up a nice campsite in the rain. That's day 43.